美记者要求中国特使用英文回答问题。
名场面一
When I first came to China, I was clueless about it. Naturally, everything seems new and unfamiliar to me, but the country was far more developed than I had expected. I was shocked that instead of money, people used phones and could get virtually everything that they wanted by just making a few clicks on their mobile devices. Indeed, the technological development that I witnessed was something that I could only have imagined in the books of fiction. I took my first trip on a high-speed train. I tried delicious Chinese cuisine that is different in every province, and I met many.
第15段
connaissance assez imprécise de la Chine et une connaissance qui m'avait été transmise en gros par les médias. Et cette connaissance-là était largement fausse et c'est ce qui m'a frappé au départ. Par exemple, pour un Français moyen, qu'est-ce que c'est qu'un Chinois? C'est quelqu'un qui est habillé en bleu de travail avec un col Mao, qui mange du riz toute la journée, qui ne travaille pas et qui est petit. Et quand on arrive à Pékin, on s'aperçoit que d'abord, c'est pas ça du tout, que les Chinois sont pas petits, d'abord, vous n'êtes pas petites vous-même, qu'ils sont habillés souvent très bien, parce qu'en fait, nos habits, ce sont eux qui les fabriquent souvent, donc ils sont habillés au moins aussi bien que nous. Et ensuite,
第16段
didn't see coming was that the Chinese, the quality and the innovation and everything in China is so high speed. You can't be ignorant to it, so we need to adapt it.
Are there planting seeds all over the world? They've got time, money, and resources, and they're doing that. They're a wise and smart country.
They are strong in economics, so yes, I think that China is the next first nation of the world.
And for this you have to know China, you have to go to China, you have to deal with China, you have to speak to China, you have to ask China.
A lot of my electronics are also made in China. Even yogurt brands are made in China.
This gap between German quality work and quality products and this kind of perception of rather fast Chinese economy with maybe less quality-driven production. I think that's kind of like the gap, and that would need to be filled. But
名场面二
Fortunate position to know the Chinese people, many people who have become 30-year type of friendships. And then I was able to see things. And so I can only describe what it is through my eyes. It's, to me, the perspectives are different. And one of the leaders described to me that the essence of that difference is that in the United States is a country of individuals and individualism, and it treasures the individual. It treasures the revolutionary individual, the Steve Jobs type of personality who will disrupt the system and so on. And in China, it is the family.
名场面三
We have a lot of competition around the world, and you're right that over the last decade, pretty much all of the major internet platforms have been American companies with strong free expression values, and I just think that there's no guarantee that that is the state of the world going forward. Today, 6 of the top 10 companies are coming out of China.
To Facebook. You see Alipay and WeChat Pay working. Why not just do a Facebook version of Alipay in order to level this?
Congressman, I think you're right that they're certainly competing not just with us, but all of the American companies on this. Part of the infrastructure that they're building on is a lot more modern than some of what we would have to build on here. As soon as we put forward the white paper around the Libra project, China immediately announced a public-private partnership working with companies.
Chinese still admire America and see us as some kind of a model. That is sadly less and less true. Patriotism and national pride are on the rise. You know, for the first time, people in China feel proud to be Chinese. So why does all this matter? I think it matters because we in the U.S. are in danger of falling behind and not even realizing it as China races into the future. Instead of pointing fingers and instead of trying to keep China down, which won't work anyway. I think we need.
片段26。
China is officially known as the Republic of China. Its army stands on the third rank in power-wise. China is also called as country of rights. Many things come from China. 1950, India and China same. Now China is more powerful. India is starting as work on increasing the GDP. In 2015, the GDP will be increased 1.7%. Will be world first. We are increasing our GDP step to step.
名场面4
dismissed. It was engaged with. A lot of people obviously disagreed with it, but they respected, the quality and seriousness of the argument, and you can't really wish.
名场面5
生气，生什么气？老师啊，什么？你看人家欧洲那些国家，啊，美国，人家工资怎么都比咱多个6、7倍、7、8倍呀？哎呀，我说孩子，长本事了，长能力了，长见识了，是不是？孩子，回去问一问你爸你妈，他们像你这个年龄的时候。美国、欧洲，人均工资是咱的多少倍？回去一问才知道啊！1991年都90年代了，中国 GDP 总值人均348美元，美国同年是24380，是咱的多少倍？69倍。孩子，就差这么20多年的功夫。你的祖辈，你的父辈，面对着60多倍的巨大差距，不发牢骚，不放怨气儿，不吹冷风，不说怪话，敬业乐业，脚踏实地，流泪流汗，有的还流血呀，有的还搭上了生命，把这68、9倍的巨大差距，追得剩下多少了？50倍、40倍、30倍。
名场面6，
到底有多难？所以我今天给大家分享一下我的经验。学习中文开始的时候是特别困难的，特别不一样，也需要很长时间、很多时间去掌握它。但是学习新的东西肯定也会有一些新鲜感，也非常的有趣，所以我还是学得非常的快乐。我个人觉得学习中文最难的2个部分，第一个就是
片段16。
工资怎么都比咱多个6、7倍、7、8倍呀？哎呀，我说孩子，长本事了，长能力了，长见识了，是不是？孩子，回去问一问你爸你妈，他们像你这个年龄的时候，美国、欧洲，人均工资是咱的多少倍？回去一问才知道啊！1991年都90年代了，中国 GDP 总值人均348美元，美国同年是24380，是咱的多少倍？69倍。孩子，就差这么20多年的功夫，你的祖辈、你的父辈，面对着60多倍的巨大差距，不发牢骚，不放怨气儿，不吹冷风，不说怪话，敬业乐业，脚踏实地，流泪流汗，有的。
名场面7
about spreading Chinese culture.
I went online and I asked my friends, what do you think China's like and what do you think Chinese people are like? So they responded and I'm like, oh my god, that's so stereotypical. But then I went to investigate these things, if they're true or not, because some things might be true in some kind of way, but they need to be explained. So I decided to start making some own home videos so I can edit them and show them back home.
I also invited all my friends. They thinking, okay, you're living there already a long time. Okay, seems it's a good place if you're living there, you know. I can come to visit you and I'm always saying, okay, I will show you everything.
So after listening to all these interviews, you can find out that in this era where people have more ways to understand other culture, where people can find ways.
名场面8
Mostly cornered the market in 5G and pharmaceuticals. Oh, and they bought Africa. Their new Silk Road initiative is the biggest infrastructure project in history, indebting not just that continent, but large parts of Asia, Europe, and the Middle East to the people who built their roads, bridges, and ports. If you want to go anywhere in the world these days.
片段八。
我88年到厦门的时候，中国一点不像我以前想的，因为以前我在台湾也在美国的时候，我就是看那个西方的媒体写中国是什么样的，但是我到这边发现完全不一样。在这边没有2个星期，我开始给家里人朋友写信，我觉得要他们看真的中国是什么样的。原来
片段9。
是传白，我本来1个月的假期，变成了从早到晚看病。有一天有一个类风湿关节炎的朋友，年纪比较大的，他是来看一下，然后他的症状的描述跟教科书的是一模一样的，一条一条的，我哪里不舒服一模一样的。
片段10。
Suffers daily on substandard train services. That absolutely can't be right. And I was looking into this earlier and just wondering, for the sake of argument, how the Chinese do these things. And I noticed that they were able to build a whole new station in the space of 9 hours by flooding it with thousands of workers. We should be much more imaginative about getting infrastructure in quickly instead of condemning people to being isolated in remote areas.
Well, and I shared a taxi coming here, and the commentary I can tell you in the taxi was that the roads looked better than the area where we were living in England. I'm delighted to hear it, but I have to...
片段11。
Worldwide. And started in Europe. We visited yesterday Hubei, and Hubei, we have somebody told us there's 120,000 people, but half of that number is researchers. I started having very good.
名场面9。
面积是特别大的一个国家，然后在这个国家，你知道有很多城市，就是大的城市的，就是北京、上海、广州、天津那样的城市，对吧？这些城市的供电是发达，对吧？这是发达的。为什么是这样的？因为大部分的人口或者有能力或者有学历特别好的人口都是在这些城市工作的啊。还有其他方面好的方面也有，比如说这些地方的那个交通特别方便，就是高铁或者地铁或者其他那个交通工具，你想去哪儿就你可以去。
名场面10。
하지만 놀라운 점은 속도만이 아니다.
Nowadays, we have our own skill, our own technology to.
名场面11。
Abino, vecchio India, antico in Cina. L'unico, quello che è rimasto cultura continuato fino ad oggi, è il cinese. Quello che è un pochino più giovane, come il greco, è l'impero romano. Quindi parliamo di due, paesi tradizionali e culturali. Non come qualche paese sembra re del mondo, ma 200 anni di cultura. Vogliono comandare tutto il mondo. Uno a caso. Per cui noi che parliamo che cos'è? Di pace del mondo. Papa chiede pace del mondo. Ma invece c'è qualche paese produttore di guerra, no? Che è produttore di armi. Non sentire quello che parla, vedere quelli che risultati. Uno che è produttore di guerra, in Cina è un paese, l'ultimo 30 anni, guerra zero, ma faccio quello che riesco. Quindi ragazzi, scriviamo nuove pagine per il futuro.
名场面12。
Not conform to your society, wherever you might live. It might not be the American dream. It might not be the Swedish dream. It might not be the African dream. But it's the Chinese dream. And to think that you can do it better than they have done it for themselves. Hello. Hello. How am I? Yeah. To think that you can do it better, and forcefully you should do it better, and impose your idea of a perfect society on China, doesn't that just sound wrong?
片段23。
what we should be surprised about, really, is not the period since 1978, but what the hell went wrong between 1800 and 1949. Because for most of the rest of the thousands of years of Chinese history, it was arguably one of an off.
片段24。
长思剑气无双，心似黄河水茫茫。20年纵横间，谁能相抗？恨与狂，长刀所向，多少手足。
感谢您的关注。